Hi there, Robin here, and in this video we're going to be talking about PYLE's 15-inch powered speaker, their PPHP1537UB. 1200 watts peak, 600 watts RMS. We're going to cover all the features and benefits coming up in this video. So here we are. Let's start with the back of the unit first and cover all the overall features of the unit. Now this unit does have a built-in Bluetooth and MP3 player along with a record function, which I'll explain a little bit more when we're going through the side. You also have a built-in FM tuner, which is more of an outdoor thing because the radio stations, depending on where you set it up, may or may not work for you. But outside of that, we do use the FM tuner here all the time, and all you need to do is put it in FM mode to program the FM tuner in the unit, put it in FM mode, and then just hit the play button. Once you do that, it'll start automatically programming in all the actual stations. This may take about a minute. Once the unit's actually finished scanning all the actual stations, it'll start at the beginning and you'll be able to tap the next button to go through all the stations along with the previous. Also note, if you want to turn up or down the digital volume on the MP3 player or FM tuner or Bluetooth, matter of fact, all you need to do is either hold up or down the previous or next button. When you don't let go, it'll go into a volume mode. It's a digital volume mode. So if you found that you have no volume in your Bluetooth or no volume in your MP3 or FM, it might be digitally turned down. That's how you bring it back up. For the record functions or for the built-in MP3 player, you can use either a USB stick or an SD card. Volume control on the actual amp plate for the digital display is going to be used right here. This allows you to control the preamp level of the actual digital display. The next two knobs are for microphones because on this unit, on both mic 1 and now mic 2, you're going to have either 1/4 inch or XLR, depending on what you have on your actual microphone. Same thing happens again on mic number 2. You can use an XLR or 1/4 inch. So no need to make sure you have a specific cable. Whichever cable came with your microphone, it will work on this unit. Again, you would get to adjust the preamp levels right here. Then we move down to the line input. Line input RCA with an XLR. So it's real nice again to have that XLR option depending on what you're going to be plugging into it on a line level. If you're plugging in a mixer or maybe a controller, you could have an XLR being that direct option. If you plan on plugging one speaker into a second speaker, you would come out using this function right here, which is the main out. This would come out of your first speaker, let's say this one here, and then plug into the XLR on the second speaker, allowing you to control both speakers from your main, the first speaker you have. For the last knobs located off to the side, we have our master volume control, which is to drive this particular speaker. So remember, line levels will adjust everything, including what comes out of our main out down here. But for this speaker particularly, when we want to turn up and down the volume in the front, we'll be turning up this knob here. The next two are bass and treble control, so we can specifically get the sound that we want out of this speaker. We can adjust the highs and the lows simply by turning these two knobs here. At the very bottom, there's two LEDs. One's red, one's green. The green one is simple, it's power. If the speaker's turned on, it'll be there. Turn it off, it'll fade away. The second one is the actual clip light. The clip light basically is off by about 3.5 dB, so if this starts to go on, you've reached your maximum volume, regardless of where this knob is. It could be at 60%. If we're starting to see a red light here, we've reached our maximum volume depending on our preamp levels. The last piece right below it is covered behind a plastic acrylic. We normally don't have to touch this. This is for traveling with the speaker. It allows us to switch the speaker from 115 volts to 230 volts. This is preset for you, no worries. It's screwed down behind an acrylic. Leave it as is. At the very bottom, you're going to get your power plug and your power switch. Hiding behind the power plug right here is an actual AC fuse. So if for any reason you turn the speaker on, you do not see your green light go on, you take a little screwdriver, pop this little tray out here, there is a fuse inside of here to protect the system from overload or overheating if something goes wrong. That would be the first thing you want to check. And there we go. That pretty much covers all the features on the back of the unit. It's very easy to use, a little bit of practice, and you'll do great with it. So who would actually like to use this speaker? This speaker gets used by a lot of folks. Now, it's a consumer product, but in the consumer line, it's a really, really good speaker and a pretty powerful one at that. Again, it's not a subwoofer. Even though it's a 15-inch woofer, it's still a woofer. Then we have a 1-inch tweeter on top. At 600 watts, In the real world, it's about the loudest thing on the consumer side you're probably going to buy. It's also one of the more reliable ones out there. Again, easy to operate, easy to function, can be used as straight up, I need a PA speaker, I need something to plug some microphones into. I wouldn't use it for karaoke as a standalone the way it is because it doesn't have echo or reverb on it. So there are other options for that, or you might want to get yourself a small mixer. That would be a really good add-on for this. Outside of that, because the 15-inch, it does carry a very large room, and the number of people are going to vary depending on if you have it on the floor, as a monitor, or on a stand. General rule of thumb is if you can't see the speaker, it better be on a stand, so this way everybody from front to back can actually hear it properly. People tend to blanket the sound, so if it's on the floor in front, by setting it on its side, just like we have here, it now is going to carry the room much better. Plus, you're naturally just going to hear a better bass response and a clearer highs when it comes to sound out of the speaker. Again, if you can't see it, you can't hear it. So if you have a large group of people, you definitely want to have it on a stand. The speaker also weighs roughly about 35 pounds. And remember, it's AC only, no battery built into it, but that also means that there's no limitations with the 12-volt power option. So that's why this one definitely sounds better and louder than a lot of the battery options out there. So there you go. That's going to wrap up this video. Hopefully it was helpful and informative, so this way you can make a decision. I'd like to say thank you very much for watching, and maybe we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.